So this is going to be a somewhat controversial video, and I'm somewhat late to the party, I'll admit that, but I really believe that this isn't just one of the best budget amplifiers, this is just one of the best amplifiers for like most people. Hello everybody, my name is Austin. If you like what I do, please subscribe to the channel. It helps me out on the back end of things. I have no schmutz in my hair, so it looks very poofy today. And if you're over on TikTok, I spent a lot of time on TikTok. Too much time on TikTok. So give me a follow over there. I like to think I'm a fun follow. Try to stay, funny, more casual, that sort of a thing. And if you've been in the market for one of these, I'm going to have a Sweetwater link in my bio down below. So if you want to pick up a Boss 100 watt Katana head, that's going to be available down there. So per the title of the video, right, one of the best selling amplifiers of all time, which it seems funny now to come in and talk about how well, let's talk more about the best selling thing that probably most of you already have in your house. And I have two of them actually, technically. In my basement, I have one of the 50 watt, combo amps. And I feel like that's what most people have when it comes to the Katana range, the 50 or the 100, right? I've had that for years, and it's a great little amplifier to do most things and sound pretty good at most things. But I really feel like the secret sauce, if we're talking about Katana, right? This is a genius little rectangular shape that's sitting up here. It does the programming and the computer work that's going on in that head, in those combos, is great. Where I think it goes as a platform from pretty good to great is the speaker. The speakers that they used, and the speakers that come in like the Katana cabinets, like if you bought the head and the cabinet together, there's nothing wrong with the speakers. They're pretty good. Do you see where I'm going with this? They're pretty good, and that gives you a pretty good sound. Where this platform really takes off and puts you into, like literally, dude, the sounds that we're gonna hear in a second here, I think these are world-class guitar tones from an amplifier that you can find for like $3.99, which is preposterous. I think what really puts Katana into a professional level is your speakers, which is what I'm getting at when I'm talking about how Katana, everybody has the combos for the convenience and they were super cheap and all those things, yes, but I'm running it through my orange 2x12 with Celestion vintage 30s in it, which are a really high quality speaker. And dude, when I'm telling you, the tones that come out of this are preposterous. They're preposterously good for what I paid for this head. So we're gonna take a break. We're gonna listen. I'm not even really gonna bother going over the specs and the modes and whatever. Everybody knows. Like I said, this is one of the best selling amplifiers of all time. You all know what Katana does. With the head, it's pretty simple. It's a head version. You hook it up to a speaker cabinet and it's still a Katana. But let's take a break. Let's listen to it. I'm not going to run anything through my pedal board. I do primarily use this as a pedal platform. So Klon for Jimmy, Stevie kind of things. I have a heavier dirt pedal and it works great as a pedal platform. That is what I mostly do with it, and I just leave it in the clean. But I'm gonna cycle through clean, crunch, lead. We're probably gonna skip brown. Never mind, we'll probably do brown too. But we're gonna cycle through. I'm not gonna use any pedals. I want you guys to listen to what the Katana sounds like through a really good set of speakers. Now that we've heard the sound samples, do you kind of get where I'm coming from? Like, I bought this, I plugged it in, and a day and a half later, yes, Katana's a big deal and it's owned by a ton of people, but I feel like every qualm people have with it and every reason people say, like, you know, yeah, it's a great beginner amp, but you really should upgrade to something Valve and get into this. I feel like this fixes a lot of that. And by this, I'm talking about a high quality speaker cabinet instead of the speakers that come in the combos. So is this going to be like my normal setup that I do for everything? I mean, I've been playing it for like 2 weeks now when I do my TikTok lives or whatever. And man, it's dead simple. You hit on and it makes whatever sounds you want, and they sound clear. That's maybe the big difference in the speaker cabinet, is that you get the clarity that I think the amplifier is programmed to give you without the speaker holding it back. And I guess maybe that's kind of the vein that I'm going with this, is that the Katana is a great platform. Everybody knows it's a great beginner platform. And I think the stock speakers hold it back, because when you upgrade your speakers to this, or really anything Celestian, anything, you guys know what a good speaker cabinet is. Running the head through a good set of speakers, when it's not being held back by the speakers, I mean, it turns it from the best budget amplifier to like, this can hang with the big dogs, man. I'm absolutely convinced it can hang with the big dogs, whether it's, you know, Marshall or Engel if you're a metal guy, Orange, Fender, whatever. This is right there with them. And that's it, you guys. I mean, just my thoughts. I can't believe how blown away I am when I've been playing for this long, doing this for a few years now. I cannot believe that I picked up a Boss Katana head, and I'm just blown away by how good it sounds in 2025, in, what is it, August? So leave your thoughts below. If I'm just barking up a crazy tree here that everybody's already covered, feel free to let me know. But man, I don't think people have put enough emphasis on how much the stock speakers hold back Katana. Because when you move into a professional set of speakers, dude, it's so good. All right, everybody, that's all I got. Let me know what you think down below. Subscribe to the channel if you like what I do. Follow me over on TikTok. You guys know the drill. Short video this week, everybody. But until next time, see ya.